Hello and welcome to another bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. Now, we all know the Montreal Canadiens are in a rebuilding phase right now. They're at the quarter mark of the season. How do you evaluate the rebuilding process right now? And what's your biggest concern with this team as they're starting to rebuild? Stu?
Well, rebuild's never going to be easy, right? I mean, they talk about 5-year plans. This is the second full season of a rebuild. There's still a lot of work to be done. We saw that when they played the LA Kings, and there was a mismatch. I mean, the Canadiens had problems just getting out of their own end. They had one shot on goal in the first period. To me, the biggest concern is just the lack of offense. I mean, a quarter of the way into the season, their leading point getter had 17 points, nowhere near the top 50 in the NHL in scoring. The leading goal scorer had 6, paced for 23 goals. There's just not enough offense on this team, and they struggle defensively. So that's a bad combination. They also lack depth. I mean, we've seen the injuries just keep piling up again for the third straight season. The loss of Kirby Dach was just huge. So they need to add more young talent, and they need to get more goal scorers. I wrote a column this week saying, no knock on David Reinbacher, but I'm still surprised that they would use number 5 overall pick to take a defenseman for a team that doesn't have enough forwards who can put the puck in the net. So that, to me, has been a problem for such a long time with the Canadiens, for years and years and years. They don't score enough goals, and I think that's another big concern moving forward with this rebuild.
Yeah, I think the positive is what you need. The problem is it's the hardest thing to get. Right? It is the hardest thing to get in professional hockey is to get elite goal scorers. And, if the Canadiens get very, very lucky this season and end up drafting Macklin Celebrini, amazing. That almost solves everything for them. They have enough depth in their prospects to get to that point. But right now, they very much need elite players who can make games change on their own. And they don't have anything in the system that projects to be that. I don't think anybody's going to surprise and become that. So whether it's by hook or by crook, they need to find those players. And the avenue to find them isn't clear. It's not easy. You have to get lucky. Every team that has those players got lucky to get them.
And for me, the style of play of offense, everybody go, without understanding when it's time to back off and be a little more disciplined on the defensive side. To me, it's a little bit of a high risk, and ultimately results in scoring chances against, because they do play that high risk game. They have guys that don't understand exactly how disciplined and how gritty they have to play in the defensive zone to shore up that area of their game. So again, this is a little bit of a learning process. Yes, the game is about offense, but man, oh man, if you play a high-risk game against good teams, they're going to come back and they're going to haunt you with goals against. And they seem to struggle with, trying to understand when to go and then how to really play that good defensive game once they get back into their zone. And again, there's a process there, and they have to shore that up in order for them to have any success.
Yeah, and I look at again with Reinbacher, no knock on him, but I look at like Ryan Leonard, who went number 8 to Washington. Kid scored 77 goals in 2 years with the U.S. development team. That's 2 less than Austin Matthews had in his 2 years there. He's a kid who can score goals. He's got 9 goals in 14 games, I think, this year at the university and NCAA level. Before the draft, Kent Hughes had said he's asked about him, so he plays like the Kachuk brothers. Like, okay, that would fit pretty good on this Canadiens team right now. But as Andrew said, goal scoring is so hard to find. And at the draft with a number 5 pick, you would think you could find somebody who could score goals. So again, that's not knocking on David Reinbacher, because I think he might turn out to be a very good defenseman. But I just think the Canadiens need goal scoring more than anything else.
Thanks, and let us know what you think. What's a concern for you with the Habs rebuild right now? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and make sure you check out Hockey Inside Out to see our full episode.